Good morning, everybody. We are going to be busy this weekend. Everybody's already started. We're harvesting all of these collards, and then we are planting out, I think, every bed that we have, or just about, right? Yeah, I think all of them will be planted this weekend. So we got a ton of work to do. So they harvested out the collard bed. We've got to get that bed ready for leeks. Got a big basket for ourselves and chicken food. Some of that's still good, I know, but we actually aren't going to preserve any of it, so we just got what we needed for a meal or two, and we'll give the rest to the chickens.
Well, the collards weren't as big as we were kind of hoping they'd be by now, but they've got to come out. They got stunted a little bit while they're growing. We got some temps down in the teens stuff.
Teens,
so
for sure, yeah, it was cold.
Doesn't kill them, but kind of slows them down. They're starting to take off now, but it's too late. So we'll get what we can out of them. It's only a like 12-foot bed of them, only 12, 15 foot of them. So
15 feet, I think. Yeah,
wasn't planning on getting a ton out of it. So those were planted last fall, and they grew a little bit.
We ate off of them some during the winter.
Yeah, we amended them back in January, I guess. Side dressed them with a little bit of feather mill, give them a little boost, but it never really warmed up enough to trigger them until here recently. And they started taking off, but they got to come out. Leeks got to go in.
It's time for leeks.
So sticking with the plan, we got a schedule. So we're gonna build a tool actually for planting the leeks. So we'll show that. Yeah. We got to amend that bed. We got the collards out. If you can grab that basket.
Yeah, there's quite a few ours.
So.
Actually, there's a lot more than this we could have used, but...
Yeah, so we're just turning the rest of it into eggs.
Yep.
So this would be plenty for a meal or two for sides.
Right.
But
it's a big basket.
yeah. So there'll be quite a bit, coming out of there as we clean them up, but it'd be plenty. So it's kind of...
Make the chickens happy. I bet they're loving that back there.
So a little bit of greens for them. Everything's kind of slow to green up right now. Then again, it's February 29th, right?
Right.
How much can we expect? It's not spring yet. It's still winter. It's just these warmer days kind of misleading. So.
It's leap day.
It's leap day or
leap day?
It's leap day.
Leap day too.
It's leap day too.
It's leap day, so we have an extra day this year, so we might as well, use it.
So we started leek seeds back when we started the onions, but we bought the seeds that we bought were they were 2019 seeds or 2018 seeds, but they were clearance seeds.
And they said that they thought they may have gotten wet.
Yeah.
So we decided to try them anyway because they were on sale.
They were good brand seeds. I mean, they were Baker Creek seeds, but the packages looked like they had been exposed to some moisture. So we didn't have high hopes. And in fact, none of them germinated.
Nothing
so
at all.
We didn't have time to start new ones. The leeks is the youngest one's project. She's wanting to grow leeks. She's been asking, so we got her some seeds. Well, they didn't take. We didn't have time to start over, so we ended up ordering her some plants. Well, if you've never priced leek plants, they're far more expensive than onions.
They are pricey.
And when you order one bunch, it's really expensive. It's like $15 a bunch for what would normally cost you $2 to $3 for onions. You order two, it goes a little cheaper, and when you finally hit 10 bunches, it gets down to something that's a little easier to swallow, which is about $6 a bundle. And that's 50 to 75 plants in a bundle. So we've got 10 bundles, which is obviously
somewhere in the
500 to 750 range. So we didn't allow for that much space for them. So we've got to give a little more bed space.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure
out. So she's got a lot of work to do. So we're gonna build a tool to help plant those faster, and we've got to do that. We've got to get these beds
and amended
and prepped. They're all planting today.
All but one.
Which
because
one? Oh, the lettuce.
Because we're waiting on
But
the
we
plugs
still got to prep it.
Yeah.
We're gonna put the fabric down.
Gonna
We
get
got
it
to
ready.
mend it, broad fork it, rake it, put the fabric down.
Yep.
So everything but dropping the plant in the hole.
Which should be ready in another week or two, maybe?
Probably a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
So they're all sprouted. They sprouted within a couple days.
Yep.
They're under grow lights inside. Well, they're under lights now.
Yeah.
We're just being careful not to get them in too warm of an area. But yeah, everything in the tunnel's growing good. This will all be
I'll
planted
show you that
out.
here in a second.
So plenty to do. We got a busy weekend, so I don't think there ain't no way I can see us getting it all done today. If we do, we'll take tomorrow off. So let's see what happens.
We'll see.
This is what we're doing right now. We're running the broad fork down through all the beds, and then we're going to top dress with amendment. It's this here. It's 1 pound of feather meal, which is a 1200 fertilizer, and a 1/4 pound potassium sulfate, or sulfate of potash, and it's a 0053, I believe. We're good on phosphorus, even a little bit higher than we want to be. So we're just adding nitrogen and potassium. So 1 pound of feather meal and a 1/4 pound of potassium sulfate per 50-foot bed. And then we'll rake that in and plant. This is where I need a tilther, so if you could leave in the comments, tell her that we need a tilther, it'd be much appreciated.
Right.
All right, another task for today is to mulch the walkways in the tunnel. So we're taking all the leaves that we gathered up in the past and put them in the old coop. Some of them are starting to break down, some are fresh. Just taking all that together and mulching these walkways helps deal with a little bit of muddy situation in the walkways, and also as that breaks down and we can shovel it back up onto the beds, we're just adding more organic matter. So we're not putting any kind of wood chips or anything like that that's not breaking down fast enough. Alright, so we're a little hit and miss on the recording here. We've gotten a lot done. Beds are all amended and raked. They're starting to plant the kohlrabi behind me here. As soon as they're done, as far as they're gone, I'm going to use the cedar, the jang cedar, put carrots beyond that. The bed right here has a tape measure on it. About to put onions in it. We're going to do 4 rows wide, every 6 inches, all the way down this 50-foot bed. So 50, 100, 400 onions in this bed. So that's going to be a lot of onions, but we eat a lot of onions, so that's good too. I've also got, show you over here, this last bed on the far end is going to be all golden beets right now. So we got 4 trays of those to go in. We'll get those planted up. It's taking us longer today than we thought to get a lot of this done, so kind of running out of time. We got to get after it. Alright, I also got the multi-point dibbler built to plant the leeks, so we can do 4 holes at once. We're going to set those 8 to 9 inches deep when we drop them in. So I'll show you what I built. So I just took some 1-inch dowel rod and cut some pieces, drilled about halfway through this 2x2, glued them in, screwed in from the other side, of course pre-drill everything. Then use some more 48-inch ones for the handles. Looks like a broad fork, but you definitely don't want to pull on it that way. It's not that robust. This is just for driving straight down in and creating a deep hole to drop the leeks in, rather than hilling up around them as they grow. So if you can control the depth you drive this, we could use it for the onions too and just go about 1 inch or so deep, but I don't know that really trying to do that will be any faster than just poking finger and dropping the onion in. So I'll show you how this works real quick. You just drive it in. When you pull it out, it leaves the hole to drop the leek into. Really don't want to walk on this bed, but we might have to figure out a way to do it. You really need to step right in the middle of this. So that's all there is to that. Once we actually get to planting them, may have her do it. Heard her asking to do it. We're not ready to plant them just yet, so I won't go any farther. But put her to work. So, all right, I gotta get back to planting. Just wanted to catch you up a little bit here. Right, center it up.
All right, everybody, in the tunnel, as you can see, thought I'd show you some of the plants, how they're doing. Out here we have radishes, broccoli, bok choy, and turnips. And so I'll just show you how some of it's doing now that it's been in the ground for a week or two. See John. He's outside watering right now, all the things that we just planted today. All right, all down this outside, you can see them popping up. Those are our radishes. There's John watering again. This row, let it focus a little bit, full of broccoli. And down the middle, I honestly can't remember. John planted either radishes or turnips. Right down the middle of these, just to get a few more. They'll be ready in plenty of time before the broccoli are overtaking them, so we went ahead and did that. More broccoli. Lots of broccoli. Over on this far side, turnips. A whole bed is turnips, and they are all coming up very nice. He planted those straight from seed, or direct seeded those. The rest of the broccoli, and get down here on the end, I'll show you the bok choy. They look so pretty.
Well, everything that we're going to do today is done. We're running out of time. We're out of time. So we got 65 kohlrabi, and we got 35 feet of carrots under the tarp, the silage tarp. There's 5 rows. They're every 1.25 inches. So 5 rows. There's 1,680 if they all germinate.
That's a lot of carrots.
So, and then we got 400 onions.
400 onions.
Those are, there's 4 rows, and they're every 6 inches on the 50-foot row.
Yep.
We got the fabric down for that's gonna be iceberg lettuce. She doesn't like it, I like it, but we're gonna have.
Not like it. It's just nothing.
Yeah, but I can eat a big bowl of salad.
It's just crunching
that
on
with
water.
Carrots and a little bit of other greens and radishes and everything else in it, and get my fill on salad and make it a meal. So I can't do that with bitter greens, or bitter salad greens. So, but then we wanted to plant the beets in the last bed. We didn't get to that.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's over 400 of those. So hopefully we'll have time tomorrow. So won't be in this video. No. I mean, it could. We could close it here, come back, plant those, and close it again. But
give them a little sneak peek of it.
Yeah. So. Now we'll let you know on the live Sunday night if we got that done, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and then we, I guess she gave you an update inside the tunnel.
Yeah, I just kind of showed them what's growing, what we've got going on in there.
So things are growing pretty well.
Neighbor.
And we just watered everything. I'm ready to rig up some irrigation.
Yeah.
So.
We did more than that though. We started out the morning with lots of bed prep.
Yeah, the bed prep took quite a while.
Yeah.
So for the people that do that really quickly, hats off. That takes us a little longer.
It is.
But like we talked about earlier in the video, you and I talked about, if we had a tilther, some of that would go really fast. We wouldn't have to rake it like we do.
you're trying to.
Just have to dress it. But you run that tilter down one side, back down the other. It's basically prepped and ready.
So you're trying to convince them to convince me that you need that?
No, I'm just telling them why we need one. So, but so we need to figure out irrigation. We're not used to watering gardens. We don't typically water.
Right, we don't have to back there the way
So,
we have it set up. So.
We'll see how it goes on this. We definitely got to set up irrigation inside the tunnel when we have everything in there, because obviously the rain, the ground and the walkways can stay wet and it percolates up into the beds a little bit, but the tops of the beds can dry out. So in your seed bed where we've seeded,
right,
it dries out just like anything, and it doesn't get any rain on it, so we've got to provide the water. We knew that going in, so there'll be drip irrigation with the tomatoes, cucumbers, and bell peppers. Right now we could overhead, so we could set up 3 or 4 sprinkler heads to hook into if we wanted, or spend the money on the overhead. I don't think we'll do that, because the majority of the season will be the drip.
Right.
Out here, a few sprinklers, not even, it would take very little, like 3 or 4 of them, the pattern they have, and we could water this, just kick them on and let it run while we work on something else rather than stand over a hose. So do have a water wand on the way. Ordered it. It's not here yet. It'll speed things up a little bit versus this junky nozzle we have. So
we did a lot today, but it was nice. The weather was really nice. Started off in the 30s, but it got up in the 70s. So yeah, I even got a little sunburn today.
I probably did too. Reddened my neck a little bit.
Yeah.
So leeks aren't in the ground yet.
No.
I've got them trying to come to life. They're shorter than I really want them to go on the ground. It's time for them to go on the ground, but I don't know if we can spur some growth on them, shoot them up. The taller they are, the deeper we can put them in the ground. So we'll see what happens with those. We may just decide to go ahead and put them in the ground.
Just do it, yeah.
So, all right. I guess that's today's work.
It is. Well,
So,
it's today's work out here. Now I get to go and cook dinner and all that kind of stuff. So.
Good. We're gonna have some crappie.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got time to cook collard greens like
Probably
we want
not, because we've been out here too long.
But maybe some fried potatoes or something.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends. We just hit 3,800 subscribers. We appreciate everybody, and we'll just keep chugging along and sharing as we can. So, see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.